Hello, I want to make a video about the foreclosure situation right now. And I'm not talking about the scandal. I'm not talking about the bailouts from the government towards all those major banks. That's a corrupt situation in itself. I'm talking about the animals that some people are leaving behind in their homes. And this is a real grave situation. I've been hearing this now over and over again. Those are the numbers that are out in the public. The actual numbers of people leaving animals behind when they are moving out because they're forced out because of the foreclosures. It bothers me. I can't sleep at night because of this. Worrying. I don't know how often this is occurring in the United States, and I am absolutely puzzled how a family with children and everything, when they have two dogs, how they can possibly take their children, take their possessions, take every little bit, but leave their dogs behind. And in some cases where they even separate the dogs, one dog in the garage, one dog in the house. And then the realtor comes and there are these dogs and they're starving and they're thirsty. And these people leave these dogs behind as if they are like old furniture or something, like a chair and a table that they don't want anymore. And they don't give it a second thought that these are living beings that actually need to drink and eat, and they need company. They are exactly like their children. There is no difference at all between their children and their animals. The animals are exactly like their children, and these people don't seem to realize this. And it just, do we need to have like mandatory ethics classes in school? I think the answer is yes, and I've been talking about this also for a long time, for many years. We need ethics classes in school so that children learn that animals are actually alive. They are not a chair, that they are not a computer, they are not some synthetic Tamagotchi, okay? They are real animals just like them, just like humans. Humans are animals too, okay? We're sentient beings, all of us. The dogs, the people, the horses, the cows, the meat you eat, okay? All of those are sentient beings. They feel exactly like you do. They have exactly the same nervous system. It's been finally publicly declared by a huge panel of international neuroscientists in Cambridge, UK, in July 7, 2012, and Stephen Hawking was there, and many famous, prominent scientists were there, and they publicly declared, for everyone who still doesn't get it, that all animals, particularly, of course, all mammals, which are dogs, horses, cats, people, and then some rare ones that people may not have heard about, or whales. Some people still think whales are fish, big fish. No, they are mammals, and they give birth, and the baby drinks milk, and all the same thing, okay? And the whales evolved from a wolf type of animal for a long time. They had a long time to evolve like this. Much more evolved than humans. Had a much longer time to transform from the wolf type of animal into this gigantic whale. And there are still people to this day who don't know that those are mammals, that they nurse their young, and that they're highly sentient. They're even more sentient than people are. Elephants are also equal to humans, and many dolphins are equal to humans, and some are exceeding the cognition and the ethics of humans. Some dolphins exceed humans, and most large whales exceed humans. So, you know, I need to say this needs to be publicly said. This is very important. Do the research. For anyone who's still trying to dispute this, look it up on Google. Don't go to Rush Limbaugh website. Okay, if you want real information, you don't get it in some kind of Pentecostal website or something. If you want real information, you go to the scientific people. You go to the cetacean websites and the cetacean science and societies, and Dr. Rebecca Dunlop is working on this, and Dr. Lori Marino and Dr. Jack Kasowitz, just to name a few. There's a whole panel of people who are trying to decode the language of whales, and they know, they have proof that they have exceeded human intelligence, IQ, cognitive abilities, and ethical abilities in particular. We can learn a lot from them. Tell everybody to take their dogs for walks and not just sit all day on the computer, and then the dog sits there all day and has nothing to do, nothing to look forward to.
Yes. We need to exercise. We need excitement.
Yes, excitement and running. We usually dance at night at 2 a.m. dance in the living room. This is salal, and they have berries also in the summertime. I ate some of them, and they are, you might have that, it grows in the Pacific Northwest, and this is and this is also pain medicine. It has this salicylic acid in it, which is not very good for dogs. It hurts their very sensitive stomach and intestines, so they can't eat this. Or if you make a tea from it, they can only like maybe eat one leaf or only one time, not like for a longer period. So this is a good painkiller for people, but not for dogs. I don't know about cats, probably also not good for cats. These are young leaves. But there are other herbs that are, this for example, birch. This is also, it has xylitol in it. That's not good for dogs. They should not ingest this. Xylitol is also used in candy, and that's why dogs should never be given candy. It's not good for them. It can be very damaging. So, beautiful tree. But what we can give is, here some salal berries. What we can give is Christmas tree. Christmas tree. It's called grand fir, Abies grandis. And I have the oil. It's very beautiful. It smells gorgeous. Love it. I love it. So this can be made into a tea, and it has all kinds of medicinal properties. It's disinfectant, it's anti-mutagenic, it's anti-carcinogenic, antifungal. It is antimicrobial and anti-parasitic as well. Very good. It's a complete panacea. I love you more than myself and more than anything in the entire universe. Oh baby, Kenny is everything for me, and I wished that people would listen to me, not take offense, not let the ego get all bruised up, but learn, okay? I'm not saying these things that I say to make anyone feel bad about themselves. They already feel bad enough about themselves. But it has to be said. We can't be treating people with velvet gloves when they are doing things completely, utterly wrong. we have to say something, okay? We have to point things out in a respectful manner, which I try to do. Maybe not always succeed with it, because I have a lot of anger in me. I'm very frustrated. Anyone who cares will understand, okay? But we caring people, we need to take the initiative and educate people. My videos are activism videos. I want to invite people to help and make this planet life better. Okay? I want people to understand that we can make things better. We don't have to be stuck in repetitive negativity. We can make things a whole lot better. And the first step is to treat dogs the way people treat their children. And some people don't treat anyone good, but we need to learn that dogs and children have needs. They need to be taken to every place people go. They need to not be left alone. When we go somewhere, he goes with us. So wherever we go, he goes with us. And one is always waiting in the car with him while the other goes shopping or does some business. Or, you know, we never leave him alone. He's my babe, and he deserves infinite love. They need to do all kinds of things like this, digging and checking things out, and don't get mad at them if they dig, because they need to do this. Yes, they have always done it like this. That's still a rudiment from being wolves. So even though he doesn't look anything like a wolf anymore, it's more like an extraterrestrial than a wolf. Almost nude. And he is. Bring your dogs everywhere you go, and if you move out of a place, bring all of your animals with you. And if you can't, if you move into an apartment where they don't allow animals, take your animals, give them to a friend, or let somebody babysit them for a while, for a couple of months, only someone you trust. And if you don't have anybody, bring your animals to the local animal shelter. Every community has a dog pound. I think that's governmentally run. That's mandatory to have these dog pounds there. That's there for the animals, so that the animals don't suffer. Also, every child, it doesn't matter what age, as soon as you can think and feel and have compassion with the animals, with your own animals, your pets, and your parents are moving out and they already said to you something like they want to leave the animals behind, you have also a responsibility. And trust in your instincts, trust in your love, trust in your convictions, that the animals have to be at least brought to an animal shelter and not left behind. And what you can do is you can call the animal shelter. You guys are real good on the internet. You find the next animal shelter or dog pound in your area, and you tell them what the situation is, that your parents were about to leave the animals behind, and they will come and they will pick the animals up. So that's what you kids can do in the meantime, so that this never happens again, where dogs are left behind, one in the garage and one in the house, and they're even separated. Or if they're not separated, if they are left behind, and it takes a long time until a realtor comes and opens that door. So don't let your dogs starve or be thirsty and die a gruesome death, okay? Don't make animals suffer ever, people. Adults and children, I am appealing to you with this. I am appealing to you children to go on the internet, find the phone number of the next local animal shelter, call them up, Take that initiative. You can do it. Bypass your parents. Call them up and tell them what your parents are about to do. And the people from the shelter will come. They will not penalize anyone. They will come and pick the animals up so that they don't have to suffer. Okay? Even if the animals are euthanized at the end of the week, that is better than dying a gruesome death from thirst and hunger. Okay? Thank you very much. And for anyone who's afraid that the animals might be put to death, think about this. If you leave your animals behind, by the time the realtor comes and shows the house to someone, they may have already starved. And that's a death you don't want to wish on anybody. Okay? Does this make sense? I hope it does make sense. They suffer just like we do. You don't want to be left in the garage either and starve there and die from thirst. You don't want to experience this. So don't make anyone else experience something this horrible. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So bring your animals wherever you go. If you have foreclosure, bring your animals and your children. And those are the most important things, not the items. You can leave a table behind if you want to, but don't leave any animal behind. Take care.